Kathy, thanks for sharing this really low-calorie dish with us. And I know you have 2 veggie dishes you're going to share with us because we're talking about trying to decrease our calories but get the nutrition that we need. This one is Kathy's stir fry. It's a stir fry that you love. And the next one we're going to have will be apple glazed carrots. But let's start with this one.
Okay, Sarah, first thing I'm going to do is I have some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to put it in my skillet.
Okay.
And I have some onion.
Okay.
To add to the skillet. I have some red bell peppers and some green bell peppers. Okay.
2 different colors.
2 different colors. You could use whatever you had on hand or whatever you got on sale at the grocery store. Bell peppers are loaded with vitamin C. A lot of folks don't know that bell peppers have twice the amount of vitamin C by weight as compared to citrus fruits.
That's amazing.
So,
you know, one of the things we know we eat with our eyes, and when you're talking about trying to balance calories and pack in that nutrition, this is a wonderful dish. And I can tell you're starting out here with a hot pan, and you put the oil, and now you've got the vegetables going.
Okay, we're going to cook this till our onions get translucent. I like a little bit of brown on the onions. It kind of gives some depth to the dish. So we're almost there with our onions. The next thing we're going to do is I have some zucchini I'm going to add in, and some yellow squash.
Now it looks like you're leaving the skin on these,
Right.
the peel on these.
A lot of fiber. Actually gives you more fiber by leaving the peel on. And so we're just going to stir this up. And I eat this recipe. I cook it at home 3 or 4 nights a week. It's really helped me. As you know, Sarah, I fought a 20-year battle with being overweight. I was actually obese. And, you know, when I got serious about getting healthy, I had to think and get some help as to what I could eat. I didn't want to feel hungry.
No, that's an awful feeling.
And I've gone that route, and it doesn't work. So this is one of the great recipes that I just kind of come up with at home. You can eat a cup of this and only get 70 calories.
Wow.
A lot of fiber. A lot of fiber in the vegetables. The fiber helps us to feel full longer, gives you a feeling of satisfaction. And it's wonderful.
And don't you think it plays into that key of, you know, the more we chew things and the slower it takes, our body gets that time to realize that we're full. It takes about 20 minutes for the time we eat until our brain goes, okay, that's enough. So this one, you're eating slow, it's beautiful, you don't feel like you're depriving.
Nope. A lot of nutrients in the vegetables, going to make you feel really good as opposed to eating something, you know, greasy or heavy.
Sure.
So a lot of good stuff going on here.
Well, you could cook these vegetables depending on how done your family likes it. This is the way I would like it.
Okay, so our zucchini and squash getting cooked up nicely. I have some asparagus. Asparagus is something maybe a lot of people haven't tried fresh. It's kind of expensive sometimes.
Sure can be.
I like it. You can change it up, add it, leave it out, whatever you like. Also, broccoli is loaded with fiber. My favorite. I'm going to put the broccoli in.
Sure. Now, wait a second. You said you could add it, leave it out.
Sure.
So what you're saying with this dish is that you can substitute any of the vegetables that you find on sale or maybe at the farmer's market. Or what if you have somebody that grows a garden? Wouldn't that be great?
Wonderful. You could do anything with that.
Sure could.
And I've also done this with frozen vegetables, and that works well also.
Okay. Keep things in the freezer, and then you can have a good, nutritious meal, even if you haven't gone to the farmer's market recently.
Right. So, works out real well.
Well, when you're talking about prevention, I know that what we talk about is we want to say we stop doing things, but what we're trying to do here is saying this is what you can do. This is the positive thing that you can do for your body. If you maybe have for lunch, you had a maybe higher calorie, Kathy, I know you've told me that in the past, you might have had a higher calorie lunch because that's just what you had. So you would think, okay, so what do I need to do to stay in the calorie levels, give my body my pyramid serving sizes that we've talked about, and this was it, and I think that is so wonderful.
And you know, Sarah, they suggest that we fill half of our plate with vegetables.
Yes.
And then a fourth with the protein and a fourth with the grains. So you fix your plate at supper and fill it, you know, halfway with the vegetables. It's going to help you feel full. Just a lot of good nutrients in here. And the nutrients are all different according to the colors of the vegetables, and this makes a beautiful presentation when it's done.
That is really having a bright color going on.
I have a little bit of cabbage I want to add at the end.
Cabbage?
Love cabbage.
You love cabbage?
I love it. Full of fiber.
Well, I do too, but
love cooked
most
cabbage.
people don't like cabbage.
I
but
like it.
You know, this doesn't taste like the normal cabbage dish you think of. It's not mushy. It's not that strong, bitter flavor. And really, it's just any cabbage, whether it's red or green or whatever you can find.
Sure, I've done this with red cabbage, and it's really good. And we want all the vegetables to be crisp, tender. We don't want to cook them till they're mushy.
Yeah, that's not fun.
So, all right, I have a little bit of just some frozen sweet peas that I'm going to add in. Okay, almost there. You can see the broccoli is getting really bright, vibrant in color.
Sure is.
So it's going to be wonderful. You can eat this like this. It'd be perfectly fine. Often I serve it over a bed of brown rice. The brown rice is a whole grain.
Sure.
So that's really good. Help us get our grain servings that we need today. Have a little bit of cracked black pepper, a little bit of oregano that I'm going to add in. Wonderful. Minced garlic. Yum.
Now, you know, most people put the garlic in with the onion.
Right.
And how I see you do this is do it at the end.
Right. I like to do it at the end. Fresh garlic has a wonderful flavor, totally different than garlic powder or the minced garlic in a jar.
Right.
I love the flavor of it, and I didn't want it to burn, so I'm just going to kind of add it at the end, and it'll help it have some really rich flavor as well. Last thing, cayenne pepper. You can add, leave it out. I like a little bit of hot, so I'm going cayenne.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say, is that I know what you've added to this sometimes is some salsa.
Right.
And some black beans to kind of give it that, you know, south of the border type flavor. So you've just done so many things with this dish. That is wonderful.
So we're almost there. We want the cabbage to cook just a little, but not too much.
So mostly you've just been standing here stirring it. You wouldn't have to have all these million different bowls. We do that to show here. You could chop it up and throw it in.
Sure. You could do it all together. Cooks up quick. Really help you, you know, for those watching their weight. Again, you could eat a couple of cups of this, only have 140 calories. Add any kind of beans or a little bit of tofu. If you're watching your saturated fat, count towards your protein for that day.
Well, and if you had any leftover, just kind of any kind of meat, if you wanted to add a meat to it to make it the dish.
Sure.
But you know, there's nothing wrong with just having vegetables for a meal.
Right. I do it often.
Yeah, I know. Well, and that's so wonderful because, you know, with your weight loss of the 40-something pounds and you've had it off for a year, and you know, what you're saying is this is one of the dishes that really helps you do it because you love the flavor.
Right.
You love the flavor, and that's what's important. We find things that we love.
And so I think we're finished.
Thank you, Kathy.